Okay, let's start. In last video, we have seen the integration and connectivity between our web form and the data handle JSP. The data handle JSP, the backend JSP has presented the information which is being submitted through a web form, and we have presented this into a tabular structure. If you look at this, if you select this, you will find that the data is contained into a tabular structure. Now, just to confirm this, you just right click on this and you will find a view source. So by view source, we'll confirm that the dynamic JSP has provided data by writing data into a dynamic way through a table tag. So this table tag contains two columns. One is the attribute name and the second is the data. So this has provided the information dynamically to us. Now means intent of JSP is to write a dynamic HTML text, and that we have done is done through out.print. And in out.print, what we have done is the in out.print we have used HTML tag like this. Look at here, HTML tag. Okay, now we have web form, we have backend JSP. Now we need to connect to a database. Now for that database connection, what we need to do is we need to use a JSP page directive. First, page add page. Import is the meta attribute that is required by a directive called page. So import will import the required library to your JSP page. So here we require java.sql page library for our work. So please do take care of this. The very first statement is you need to import this page SQL library into this. Now next is on line number 18 to line number 20. We have already read the data of roll number, name and age. This is request.get parameter reads the data into a string form. So to the left hand side, s role, s name and sh are the strings. Okay, now if you look at the line number 21, it is creating a dynamic table. Okay, now once you have imported a library, your next job is to connect to a backend database. This we have done using this particular code. We have incorporated our database code, connection code into a try and catch. This is for a reason number one, that if at all, if you're not able to connect to a backend database through invalid credentials, like either your username is wrong or your password is wrong or your connected host is wrong. In these three cases, you are not able to connect to a backend database. So we need to, in that cases, the exception occurs. So in order to handle that exception, we have included this whole segment of code into a try and catch block. Now, if you look at here closely at line number 25, you will find that you have made an API call, that is a driver call here. So class.forName will include a driver. Now, as I already said, you have included this driver into your project explorer as a reference. So JDBC driver is being used here. Now the driver manager, which we have learned into a class, that the JDBC driver manager provides a method called get connection. This get connection will take three attributes. First is host name, second is username, and third is password. So first is username. So username first is host. So host will contain information like JDBC, MySQL. Then the local host is your current computer. 33086 is the port number. This is the port number of MySQL, which is offering a communication, and test is the database which you are going to use. So this localhost 3306 and test, these are the part of your host name, and the JDBC MySQL is the bridge which you are going to use for the communication. Now this is first attribute, this is second attribute, and this is third attribute. Now I'm going to write this as a third attribute. So first attribute is host, second attribute is username, and third attribute is the password. So root is the username and root is the password. Now the time it connects, the connection becomes active. Driver manager dot get connection returns on success. It returns the active state to a connection object, and connection object gets created here. So this, if you look at here, you will find that this is saying that the connection is succeeded here, connection success. So this is for a reason that this has brought these reasons. Like on successful connection, you have shown that okay, connection gets succeeded. Okay, now here you have got three attribute: roll number, name, and age. So roll number, name, and age should be included into your insert query. The query for inserting values into a table is insert into student, where student is the table name, values are values opening bracket, roll number, name, and age. Now if you look at this very closely, you will find that the DDL will give you this information, that roll number is integer, S name is varchar, and SH is uh, integer itself. So the data is being represented here. Now in order to represent the integer string integer data, we need to just concatenate sRoll directly to a constant string of insert into student values. This concatenate with roll number, comma, in single quote. So the text, in order to insert the table, insert the value, text value into an attribute, we need to include the text value in a single quotes. So our S name will go into a single quote, SH is will be preceded over. Now here, in order to execute this, what we need to do is we need to create a statement, and for creating a statement, we have already understood into a class that connection object will create a statement and is being assigned to a statement object. So statement equals to connection dot create statement is the statement at line number 31, which is going to get active. Now, but before execution of this, let us try to see how the query is going to look like. So I have saved this. Now let us try to explore it here. Just go back to the index page here. um, Index page, you can see okay, now this is roll number. Now let us say that I'm going to have a some information, say uh, 2001. So 2001, Praveen Yannavar, and age is 42. Okay, now the time I click on save record, it will save that information. Now just save the record. So now look at here, this is important. Okay, so insert into student values 2001. See, this is our roll number. See, if you look at very closely, you'll find that, see, Praveen, this is included, this name is included into a single quote followed by the age, and your requested data is saved successfully. This is because that I have put a statement here. Look at here, and line number 34, you're going to get a message that record is getting successfully. So here the case is the statement gets created, we just have printed it. Now it is necessary to execute. Now let's go for execution. For execution, you need to do statement dot execute. This statement dot execute SQL uh, SQL will execute an insert query against the active connection, and it updates the table. Okay, so the one row is being created at the end, and we will confirm that whether it is really being created or not by looking at the database. Let's go back to a page. Let's go back to a page. Go back to a page. Go to home. Now let's see student enrollment. This is what is my form. So I'm going to go by here 2001 Praveen Yannavar. Okay, my age is 42. So let's see. Okay, this is my data. Now I'm going to go for my record save. Okay, now look at here, 2001 Praveen and now 42, your requested data is saved successfully. Click onto a database page. Now if I click onto a database page, I will get an information. Okay, so I'll get an information, so which is being saved here. Now let's look at whether we have statement executed statement or not. It's not. We'll just save it. I did not save. Okay, let's go for it. Just go for one more time. Look at here, go for this. Our entry is, we have made the changes but we haven't saved a JSP, so we have to do one more time here so that changes will take an effect. Okay, save record, click on this, so you'll see that this entry is there. Now by click on database, you will find that my entry is into a database here. Now see, look at here, 2001, this is here, Praveen, and our age is 42. Okay, now let's confirm this one more time. We'll have one more entry here. See, for example, 2002, Pranav, Pranav, Pranav and Navar, and his age is saved. Pranav and Navar is of 10 years. Look at here, save, go to a database page. See here, you have got this 2002 and 2001 as the latest entries that we have made. Now this we can easily confirm by clicking onto a MySQL page. Look at here, that now this is not refreshed still, so we'll just try to refresh it. You will see that yeah, you will see that the data is being reflected here. Just look at here, this is beautiful. Okay, so this is how it works. Now you have got a web form, you have got a database, you have got a logic of saving web form data into a respective database. So this will give you a clear idea that this is how the insert command is going to execute through JSP. So you'll create a record into a table structure. In next videos, I am going to provide you the details of how update, delete is going to work, at the same time how select is going to work. So please watch out for my next videos for update, delete and select. Thank you very much.